Good evening, everybody. I hope you're doing well. Right, so this is probably the first Rust Workshop skin checks that I've been doing live on my streams for I don't know, it's been quite a long time since the last time we did it. But this is a bit of a special occasion. It's not a normal Rust Workshop skin checks because the skin creators are taking a break this week. It's going to be complete the sets. I'm not sure if it's this week or the next week, but there's a break for it because complete the sets is quite literally only going to be skins picked out from the past. Basically, skin submissions that were never accepted, but are from notable collections. Your Blackouts, Forest Raiders, I don't know, maybe Tempered, Abyss. You know, we've had some other recent things such as for cosplay, Banana Collection, maybe a Redemption skin. You get the idea. They're all from notable collections, but there were some skins in those collections that were never accepted, but this is what complete the sets is for. We're going to see skins from the past. That's why, if you've noticed this current Rust store, a lot of those skins that were accepted were actually early picks. They quite literally came out of the previous weekend. Well, of course, complete the sets, it's only going to be old late picks, if that makes sense. All good? Right, so somewhat recently I made this video, Rust Complete the Sets 2023, a skin submission montage. I made this before actual confirmation that we were going to have complete the sets, and you know, it's a bit of a fat chunky video, but I will point this out. There's loads of chapters here, so you could skip ahead to a specific skin, but I do get the feeling that people probably weren't fully satisfied with this, and I thought to myself, well, why don't I just make my own collection list? And that's exactly what I did. So let's just hop over to there, and here we are. So I have 118 skins here. Don't worry, a lot of it's clothing and armor, and you know, they usually come in pairs and, you know, groups of 3 for the tier 2, so don't worry. I have lots of representatives for many notable collections. Now, of course, I can't show you every single skin that wasn't accepted, but rather look at it this way: the skins that you see here are a representative of their collection. You could actually click these links. So, for example, Dungeon Rug, I've only got this dungeon skin, but if you were to go down here, see there's a dungeon collection link, I click this, you'll also realise that we never saw the likes of the Dungeon Armour Double Door. So there's another dungeon skin, but you get the idea. That Dungeon Rug is the representative for the collection, and there's going to be other skins. Now, some skins do have more than one skin in this batch. I know, I'm just pointing it out, I'm fully aware, but like, I just kind of wanted to fill in some gaps of some weapons and whatnot. So, yeah, you get the idea. Now, I must quickly confirm all of this so you can read it all out yourself. This is not official. This is just me pointing out to you. I'm just a YouTuber who's constantly talking about Rust skins, constantly trying to keep an eye out for potential investments and whatnot. So we're looking at this from a financial perspective. I've made this to bring awareness to potential candidates that could be accepted into the next Complete the Sets Rust or rotation. Look at this from a financial perspective, and you might notice many potential investments and profits to be made. Look at these skins as I can't say it now. Representatives of notable collections. Perhaps these specific skins might not be picked, but something at least from the collection. So yes, give it a good look. All of these skins, this whole collection is available to you. You can go through all of them. Now, voting for them probably doesn't even really matter, to be honest. They've been in the workshop more than a long enough time. So if you're thinking about voting on these, it don't really matter. Face Punch themselves are just going to go through all of that and then just figure out what ones they want to accept. Now, I do believe TGG, that German guy, will probably be making a proper list. So you know how every single week he's making a top picks list, like this one from last week. I'm not 100% sure if he's going to be making a complete the sets list. So keep an eye out for this tomorrow. Now, if you don't know where to look for this, what you're going to do is you need to go to the main Rust Workshop page, as you can see here. So this is the main page. If you hover over Browse, click Collections, you'll notice many collections here. Usually the skin creators making a collection link for all of their skins, but every now and then, if you check every Tuesday, you'll notice TGG's top picks lists. And yeah, you might see a proper complete the sets list here tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that. Now, yeah. No skins have been submitted this weekend because skin creators are supposed to be taking a break. Now, we have been noticing some charitable skins being submitted, so if you aren't fully aware of that, in October we do have the Charitable Rust event for October 14th and October 15th, which is located right here. So skin creators were supposed to take their time off to consider making a skin for this event. So far we've only got one in this list, but I can confirm that we are seeing some actual skins being submitted right here, right now. So let's just quickly go through all of them. What I'm going to do is I'm probably going to make a proper video looking at the full list when it's all finished. So here we have the CR 2023 Water Leak Fridge. Pretty goofy, made by Mr. Shedmon. Then we've got the Frozen Help L96. Get a good look at that. Looking pretty cool, nice and colourful. That's made by Lysant. Then we've got the Infinity Line M39. We haven't had an M39 skin. Skull, when was the last time we had one of those? Might have been Bombshell, so that's quite some time back. So that's made by Zolodno. Then we have the Charitable Rust Thompson. This is made by Mr. Morphus and Mr. Micro. Give this a good look. Now, you could actually go ahead and vote yes or no if you like these skins in the charitable list. But, you know, it's probably better just to have, you know, say some nice comments or whatever. But yeah, just remember, these skins that you see here, the Charitable Rust Skins, they are all going to be free Twitch drops when the event happens on, you know, Twitch. You just have to watch some Twitch streamers and you could get all those skins for free. We don't know which ones have been confirmed yet because the submission date ends on what was the specific time? 29th of August. So yeah, you've still got plenty of weeks, like three more weeks until we see this properly finished. So now that you got that in your head, all nice. But let's stick to what we were talking about the complete the sets list right here. Right, so let me just give you some background information to be aware of what potentially could be happening. So we're now talking more specifically in regards to what happens when we see these skins being accepted. So May time is probably a very good time to mention. We've had this. This was the most recent one. Do you remember this? Now, very surprisingly, we've been told that we're going to see complete the sets in May. I wasn't expecting that, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is now a yearly thing. We have May complete the sets, and then we have a complete the sets later in the year, because usually we normally see complete the sets in September, don't we? So this has been going on for like the past 3 or so years, so as far back as 2020, I believe. September time, you will see the likes of, sorry, I've gone too far ahead, complete the sets. So yeah, complete the set September 10th, 2020, as you can see here. You might remember some of these skins. Let's go see. Oh wow, look, No Mercy Tier 2 and Azul Hoodie and Pants and X-Point large boxes. Wow. So yeah, it's been a tradition ever since, but this year it seems it's going to be on August instead. Maybe it's all about the timing, I'm not sure. But anyway, last year's complete the sets was very interesting. 12 skins, and most notably, we had the Camouflage collection completing, we had the Knights Templar collection completing, and we randomly saw the Pixel Hoodie and Pants appearing. Quite literally a beginning of core pieces for the Pixel collection. Now, let's look a little bit more in regards to the Camouflage kilt and vest and helmet. These skins, they waited in the Rust store for over 2 years to finally be accepted for complete the sets. So this is something that we have to take into consideration. For the complete the sets that we might see in a week or two's time, we might be surprised to see some skins that were submitted to the workshop from years ago. This is to be expected. But usually, for a complete the sets, you see at least one Armour piece that has been waiting in a Rust store for a very long time. And when this was accepted, it quite literally completed the core pieces for the Camouflage collection. So when this is accepted, what usually happens when we see a new core piece being accepted? The pre-existing core pieces spike in demand, spike in price, and oh yes they did. So if we were to go back to, what was it, September, what's the specific date? September 15th. So if I just take a look at the likes of the pants and the tier 3, so pants here and face mask here. Let's go look at September time of 2022. And if we just scroll down, you'll see a spike in demand. Where is it? So, well, it didn't really spike up in price that much, it seems. Oh, it does. It's right there. Well, I mean, it was already quite expensive already, but this was sitting at around $15, and it spikes up to about $20-ish. So, yeah, it was already expensive. And then we see the likes of the face mask here. Do we notice a bit more of a difference? And well, yeah, you do, because it was cheaper. So yeah, this was sitting at around $1.50, and then this appears, and then it's suddenly selling for about $5. So yeah, very nice, very cool. This is what we expect. This is what we want to look forward to. Now, the exact same thing, of course, happened with the likes of the Knights Templar. So when this tier 3 was accepted, it completed the Knights Templar core pieces. So we had the Hoodie Pants, so we had the tier 2 already, and we waited a very long time for this to finally be accepted, and it did. And let's go see what prices these sold for. So we got this, and we'll look at the pant. No, we'll look at the hoodie here because the pants are very low at the moment. So the kilt, I believe this went up to about, so what's the price now? This is currently selling for just under $5. I believe it went up to about $10. Yeah, you can see that. Complete the sets. Oh, look, it's randomly been completed. So before that, it was selling for about $1.50, $1.60, right? And then it shoots up when the tier 3 finally appears, and it went all the way up to about $8, it seems. So about $1.50 to $8. This is the beauty of complete the sets. And ever since then, it's been kind of maintaining a fairly decent price. Because, of course, Knights Templar is now a complete set. Very nice. And then Hoodie and Pants, so hoodie here. And again, yeah. La-da-da-da-da-da-da. Just sitting around here just over $1. Oh, look, tier 3's appeared. it went all the way up to about $7. So yeah, you understand now. You understand that we can actually see some actual sets be completed, more specifically core pieces. Now, we did see like some random pairs of boots and whatnot. This is also expected. You will see like a random pair of boots or roadside gloves and whatnot being accepted in complete the sets. That's fully expected to happen. So, this is probably the best outcome that can happen, where we see a Tier 2, a Tier 3, and a Hoodie and Pants selection of skins being accepted for complete the sets. And quite literally, we saw 2 sets being completed, core pieces to be exact. A lot of profits were made. If we were to go back to May, so May 2023, complete the sets, we very randomly saw the likes of the military Hoodie and Pants being selected, which of course completed the military core pieces. So these 2 waited just over 5 months to finally be accepted, but previously we already had the Tier 3 being accepted and we had the Tier 2 being accepted. So these, waited over a year to finally see the Hoodie and Pants. I can confirm to you the kilt was sitting at around $6 or $7 before this, and let's just get this chest plate. So yeah, kilt right now is selling for $16. But if we go back, when did this rust rotation happen? May 18th. What happened on May 18th in 2023? Oh, look, you can see it already. The spike in demand, the spike in price. So yeah, just before this came out, it's sitting at about $7. Spikes in demand, it goes all the way up to about $27. It increased by $20 simply because the final core piece was accepted. It finally became a full collection, and now you understand the true beauty of complete the sets. So kilt went up by a very high price. It was the most expensive piece out of all the set, and even the chest plate spiked in demand, spiked in price, as you can see right here. Chest plate just before complete the sets happened, sitting at around $1.30. Complete the sets happens, Hoodie and Pants are accepted, sells for $9 at one point, $9 whole dollars, and right now sitting at $6. So that worked out very nicely for the pre-existing skins. However, everybody jumped in and bought far too many of them. 46,000 each for both of these. Compare it with the rest of the military collection, the core pieces more specifically. Tier 3 only had about, on average, 14,000 skins in circulation. The kilt only had about 9,900. There's far too many of these that were bought. This is another thing that we had to be prepared for. If we do see a final piece being accepted, aka a core piece being accepted in the upcoming complete the sets, do be wary of the amount of sales it has, because a lot of people just think, oh wow, if all these other core pieces are going up in price, surely this will also be expensive. No, because it's got to match up. It's got to match up with the rest of the set, doesn't it? And if it doesn't, if there's far too much of that compared to the other skins, it's going to be oversaturated amongst its own collection. So be prepared for something like that. Now, everything worked out nicely, I'm sure, eventually. Oh, that was expected to happen, though. It's gone down in price pretty badly. But there's some things we have to be aware of, like, whiteout boots was accepted, and that was very much in demand. So in demand that apparently we have about 120,000 of these in circulation. So that was very, very madly oversaturated by itself. Far too many of them were bought with a pure intent to sell. So basically, far too many people bought these in excess, expecting to make a very easy profit. And if you go take a look at the state of it now, you'll notice it's not in a very good position. 2,500 quantity in Steam market almost, and it's absolutely swamped. Absolutely swamped with quantity wars. This is what oversaturation looks like on the Steam market. And the price has just been slowly going down, because all those people are undercutting each other, and undercutting each other. It's doomed, unfortunately. Hey, cool stuff, how you doing? Have you seen my new collection link? I'm going to quickly take a look at it over here once more. These are all the skin candidates that could potentially be accepted, cool stuff. There's an upcoming complete the sets rust rotation happening fairly soon. So, yeah. Basically, I've given you all like the background information to be aware of. If we do see continuations happening, we can potentially see the pre-existing skins of those collections going up in price very nicely, as you would with a normal Rust store. But because they pick out from quite far back, aka up to about 2 years, there's a lot of random skins out there that might randomly spike in demand and spike in price when this happens. So we've got to keep our eyes open, but it's definitely a risky one, this one, isn't it? So let's just quickly close this, because we don't fully know which ones it's going to be, do we? We have absolute no idea, because there's so much to pick from. Shall we begin? Shall we start taking a look at all of these skins and get a good idea of how deep this really goes? So I did this exactly like my normal Rust Workshop skin checks. I'm going to do it by deployables, then weapons and tools, then clothing and armor. Heads up, there's a lot more clothing and armor compared to the rest of the stuff, because clothing and armor is the biggest moneymaker, all right? Biggest. And very awkwardly, Face Punch just happens to give up on a collection. They randomly give up on a collection after about just 2 pieces being accepted. How many times have we seen over the years where we'll see the likes of Tier 3 and Hoodie Pants being accepted for a collection, but then Face Punch neglects to accept the likes of a Tier 2? I have no idea why this keeps happening, but there's so many Tier 2 armor pieces here that are needed to complete a collection. So, yeah. This collection that you see right here, the Rust Workshop, August 2023, Complete the Sets collection candidate list, is available to you right here in the description of the YouTube video that you might be watching right now. Okay, so you could go through this all in your own time, but I'm also going to go through it a fair bit. I'm not going to be going too extensively into all of this because I've talked about some of these skins already, but there's quite a lot to talk about, both like in terms of finances and then just in general. Blimey, we haven't had the likes of a table skin in like 10 years or whatever, so we're going to talk about that. Anyway, moving on, let's begin. Deployables. So we got a lot of interesting deployables here, quite a lot. So we have the porcelain rug. So I'm under the impression that this might have been held back. We didn't see this being accepted for the August Force Wipe, but we do know there is a lot of interest in the porcelain deployable collection at the moment. All we have to do is just go over to here. Oh, I'm already on a random page with porcelain skin. That's handy. Yeah, porcelain furnace is now selling for $12. This is now selling for just under $7. This is now selling for over $7. Recently, and actually tweeted about this, if we just go over to here. So here's my Twitter. If I just scroll down. Yeah, I made a point about this yesterday. All the deployables on the Steam market are getting bought out. So yeah, there's no resistance on these whatsoever. They could easily go up in price. So porcelain deployables at the moment, right, look to be in a very, very, very interesting position. They could easily spike in demand, spike in price even further if we do see the likes of that rug skin being accepted. You should also consider there is also the likes of the sheep menador to potentially being accepted. So if we just go over to here, remember what I said? The skins that I'm putting out onto here are more a case of they're representing the set as a whole. You also could potentially see the likes of the sheep menador being accepted. And by the way, it's still a wonderful piece of art made by Vase and Hanushka. So just get a good look at that. Looks awesome. I think porcelain probably was held back for complete the sets. Wouldn't surprise me if we see an acceptance from that. Dungeon rug. So remember earlier this year we had a whole bunch of dungeon collection skins that looked rather cool. Well, his name is now Smoothie. Wasn't your name Scropin? Anyway, so yeah, he made this whole collection look very cool, and he ended up making this rug skin to kind of like really put it all together in your base. How you could get yourself nice and set up in regards to decorating the whole entire base to make it look like a catacombs or a dungeon and whatnot. You get the idea. Like, see how it nicely works well with the likes of the doors here and whatnot. Yeah, you could really set up a fun theme inside your base, and I think a lot of people would appreciate that, but it wasn't accepted. But maybe it could be accepted for complete the sets. And of course, there's the likes of some more dungeon skins. So remember, with all of these skins, you might notice there's a specific collection link. If you click this, you'll notice there's another skin that wasn't accepted, the Dungeon Armour Double Door. So maybe that might be accepted. You never know. Remember what I said? The skins that I'm putting in this list are more like representatives of the collection. So yeah. Cargo Heli. Cargo Heli is massive. There's so many skins that have been accepted and so many that haven't. So yeah, you can see all of that for yourself. You could potentially see some tools being accepted, a vending machine maybe, a rocket launcher. But I picked out the chair because we haven't had chair skins in forever, and table skins because it comes in a pair here with a table. So yeah, let's just quickly go do this. When was the last chair skin to be accepted? Do you know? If it was a building skin, it would be sick. You know what? That would be nice. We could see some people make some more building skin, more chair and table skins in relation to DLC updates. But here you go. We have hardly had any chair skins since 2020. We did get the Ice King pack. That was nice, but that was made by Face Punch themselves. Why don't we go and see some other, skins made by skin creators? I think a lot of people would appreciate that. So it's been a long time, and all the chairs, they're all in the positive because we haven't had chair skins in such a long time. And then table skins, I believe we only got 3 of them. Table skins, how many are there? There you go, exactly that. There's hardly any that exist. So, Cargo Heli would be a pretty interesting look. It's got some transparency and whatnot. Would you approve? Would you like to have a table skin or would you like to have a chair skin? I know it's more for the role players, but hey, it looks cool. It does look cool. So, yeah, let's see if that probably works out. Do you remember the Toxic Deplorable collection? This was made by Little Ranger a good few years ago. As you can see, there's quite a few skins that weren't accepted, and there's quite a lot of skins that were accepted. I believe this was one of the first ever glow-in-the-dark sheet metal doors, so I thought, you know, it's got a special place in my heart. You can see a little bit of the glow of the ooze dripping from the vent bits there. So I picked out the fridge. I thought the fridge looked awesome. I thought the fridge looks really cool. Remember how we had the clone fridge earlier this year? This was submitted just before that, so not just before, I mean, this was submitted before that, and it's got a very similar idea. Someone's trapped inside, and yeah, cool. So, glow-in-the-dark toxic fridge, anyone? Do you like it? Well, if you don't, you could probably pick out the likes of this Outer Planets fridge. So this is made by Mr. Kvency and Michael. Get a good look at this. I'm sure many of you are aware of the likes of the Outer Planets collection. It had a lot of acceptances last year. I don't think we've seen one being accepted so far this year. But so far this year, Quincy's been working on another collection. He's been working on Constellations, so, you know, maybe we might see either one of these. But yep, fridge skins are definitely an option. You've also got... Oh, let's just close that. Let's close this because you don't need to worry about that anymore. Let's just move this over to here. And then let's just casually keep going down. So Constellations collections here. Yeah, we got quite a lot of skins. Lots and lots and lots and lots. So... here we have the likes of Constellations Locker. We saw this being submitted early this year, and then it was resubmitted fairly recently. Still wasn't accepted, but yep, this is also made by Kvency. He seems to like the nighttime. He likes space and whatnot. So if you like Constellations, glow-in-the-dark Constellations designs, it's up to you. Do you like it? Then, well, I mean, you can't really vote. You can't really vote because it doesn't matter. It's up to Face Punch. But yeah, just kind of pointing all of this out. So yeah, with deplorables, if we do see more deplorables being accepted, much like how we were talking about with the porcelain skins, as more and more deplorable skins are being accepted, the pre-existing porcelain deplorable skins are going up in price. This applies to all of the deplorable skins I'm now showing off to you. You've got to understand. If we see a random new acceptance, even with the likes of Firefly's collection here, so this is made by Jimmick and Zinc, you will still see the pre-existing deplorable skins go up in price. So, yeah, spike in demand, spike in price. Now, maybe not this one, because this of course is the Neon Storage small box for cards. There are so many... I just got to show you it. You know, Neon Storage Collection. Everybody knows Neon Storage Collection. The most expensive storage collection in the game. There are so many of these in circulation, and they're already at such a high price. If a new box were to be accepted, I honestly don't think it's going to have that much of a difference. So, yeah, small box, pretty cool idea for all the cards and whatnot, a storage for your cards. If you like that, then keep an eye out for it. Could we potentially see Neon Storage continue? Could it appear in Complete the Sets? There we got likes of Friendly Collections. Remember the likes of, what was it? We had a wooden door. Yeah, wooden door. Oh no, we only had one skin. Oh, I swear we had another skin accepted before this. That kind of breaks my rule of having at least two skins. Oh well, I've noticed it for a long time. It's fine, it's fine. Friendly sleeping bag, anyone? Do you like what you see? Well, it's available. Could potentially be accepted. You've also got to understand this. Face Punch, randomly accepting one of these old collections, usually inspires the skin creator of that skin to start making some more skins from that collection. So take, for example, you see this Rainbow Pony sleeping bag here. If this were to be accepted, I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if Little Ranger made a few more Rainbow Pony deplorable skins, if that makes sense to you. Of course they would. It's the new hot thing, and they were like, oh, you know what? Yeah, I could make some more of that. And then, yeah, you get the idea. So, yeah, Pony Collection, one of the largest collections in Rust, actually, with so many acceptances, but a few skins skipped over the past years, it seems. So the representative for this is the sleeping bag. It's bright, it's goofy, it's colourful, and if you like it, well, keep your eyes peeled. You might see some more, because we did see a Rainbow Pony skin being accepted for the Macy's, yes, didn't we? No, we didn't. Wait, was it Most Wanted? Most Wanted technically was basically a thing. Yeah, we did sort there. So it's kind of like Complete the Sets, but not really, but it kind of was. So anyway, Blackout. We occasionally do see at least one skin from MDE. So back in May, we had the Whiteout Boots. And before that, in September time, we had the Blackout SAR. Would you say no to a Blackout sleeping bag? I mean, it's perfectly simple for what it is, and I think that would be very helpful for nighttime, I guess. So yeah, we could very likely see the likes of a sleeping bag. Scope, I don't care about that right now. I'm talking about Rust, right? Frog door, yep. So we got many of these frog-related skins earlier this year, and it stopped all of a sudden. So do you remember the frog collection made by Mr. Ideal? We had a furnace, we had a rock, and then that was it. He also had some burlap clothing, a frog club. It was never accepted, unfortunately. But you never know. Could see another continuation at some point later this year. Could potentially be this. So, yeah. Then we got the likes of Minted Gold. So Trix made a Minted Gold sheet metal door on small box earlier this year, and it wasn't accepted. I'll be honest with you, I was completely surprised to even see this being accepted. Like, I honestly thought Face Punch doesn't like gold-related skins, but apparently they do. So, yeah, if you aren't fully aware, we've had the likes of the Armoured door, the Large Box, and the Garage door, and every time we saw another one of these being accepted, the pre-existing skin jumped up in price and obviously jumped up in demand. So, yeah, if we see another one of these, hell yeah, I do expect some profits to be made. I expect gold. So, yeah, cool. Now, Clone Metal Door. This is made by Diva Dan and Mr. H. June, the streamer himself. So, I believe the original skins, the original clone skins, were made, of course, for the likes of Charity and the Twitch Rivals event, that being the fridge skin and, of course, the locker skin. But this door was actually intended for a Rust door, and it wasn't accepted, unfortunately. But you know what? I think I'd be perfectly happy to see this potentially being accepted for complete the sets. Awesome looking design and very notable because loads of people already have some of these skins already. If you paid $4 for the fridge, good to you because it was for charity. And many of you probably got the locker skin for free because it was perfectly available and whatnot. So yeah, I think the clone door and a clone collection would be a nice thing to be continued. And yeah, oh, look, the fridge is right there. Get a good look at that. So I made mention of it earlier, how someone's kind of trapped in there. Well, someone's trapped behind this door. Don't you want to help them out? So, yeah. Hello, Guillermo. How you doing, buddy? All right. Then we got the likes of this camouflage net door batch. So we've already had the forest one. We had the Arctic one for May, if you can remember. Was it last year or was it May? Let me just kind of remind myself. Was it Most Wanted or was it September time? It was September time. So it was the week after this. The week after this Arctic? Yes. So I'm strongly believing that we're potentially going to see this desert one being accepted. It still hasn't been accepted, but you know what? Perfect time for it to be accepted. It would quite literally complete this batch of doors. But of course, if you are aware, there's many, many other skins in this whole collection that were submitted but weren't accepted. So it's a representative for all of those, but quite specifically, if that were to be accepted, it would complete the mini collection of the net doors, which is at the moment not complete, even though the rugs were completed. It's a bit odd, but anyway, you get the idea. So lots of deployables still to go. Here we have the last batch of them, because after that it's all the weapons and tools. So we have the armored door. We've had the likes of the twig door, the lock door, the stone door, the sheet metal door, but we never saw the armored door. Now, I know Freddie actually went through many instances of this. What do you mean, Hedge? Well, if we just quickly go through here, you'll notice that he originally made like an armored garage door. I believe there was another one after that, but he scrapped it, and then there was the armored door. I think the armored door is perfectly fine for what it is. So just quickly point out, you are aware of this stone door, the log door, and the various twig stuff. So yeah, you probably are reminded of all of this now. So yeah, the armored door was a pretty interesting idea, but it just wasn't accepted. It's fairly tame for what it is. It is loosely a collection, connected to a collection. So yeah, maybe that does get accepted. It would quite literally complete the set because, as I said, we've got twig, we've got log, we've got stone, we've got sheet metal, but we never got the armored. So maybe, please, possibly. It's a very nice fitting armored door. There's nothing wrong with it. So yeah. Okay, then we got the tempered armored door, representative of the tempered collection, as you can see right here. Get a good look at that. Loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of skins submitted, because this collection's been going on since 2015, 2016. Milio Frito, you've been around for a very long time, haven't you? So yeah. Back to here. I'm sorry, Micro, if that was affiliated with my stream. But yeah, this actually was recently updated. Maybe because merely I knew that the complete the sets was just around the corner. But there's, there's stuff like a double door that could potentially be accepted, which would also still be very much in demand. We also have the likes of the primitive tempered, which wasn't accepted recently. But if I just quickly go over to here to tempered collection, there was a double door, and it came out earlier this year, and it was never accepted, unfortunately. But we did see major support for it. Like, we were looking at the data behind the votes and the favourites and the views and whatnot. This was one of the most in-demand skins for the week, and it was never accepted. It didn't even make most wanted, which was even weirder, even though it was perfectly in time for it, but didn't happen. So yeah, tempered double door would still be a good shout, and it would be a great profit. If you aren't fully aware, with all the tempered skins that we had, tempered deployables, every new tempered deployable was causing all the previously existing ones to go up in price by a lot. So which one's the real one? Is it this one? This is the real tempered collection? Nope, that's the fake one. I want the real one. Can the real tempered collection please stand up? Here we go. Yep. So all of these comfortably in the positive at the moment. And if we were to see another tempered deployable, oh yes, you're going to see it spike in demand ever so much. If we saw the tempered primitive stuff being accepted, the hide shirt and pants, I'm pretty sure it'd have a very nice positive impact on the likes of this bandana and poncho as well. So, yep. Okay. All right, cool. Okay, all right, so Toxic Wolf Garage Door, get a good look at this. Yes, we've had a lot of Toxic Wolf skins being submitted fairly recently, and, well, this Garage Door was never accepted, but we did get that Sheepman door accepted earlier this year, didn't we? So I thought it looked cool. It's got a nice idea for glow in the dark and how it kind of makes the teeth and whatnot and the saliva stand out very nicely. So I thought the Garage Door was a pretty good shout and a good representative for the Toxic Wolf collection, which of course has had many acceptances and many skins not accepted. So it is the representative. Then we got Going Deep Sheet Metal Double Door. This is a bit of a goofy idea that we saw quite some time back, a good year or so ago. It was like 2 years ago, actually. Do you remember Going Deep Sheet Metal Door and Garage Door? Let's go remind you. So yeah, we had 2 acceptances. It's a shark or a squid eating a woman. It originally came out during the water update of 2021. Was it 2021? I think it's 2021. Yeah, and goofy idea, but we never saw the likes of these double doors being accepted and the other skins that we just saw. So, yep, it is the representative of the Going Deep collection. Which one did you like most? Then we got the Abyss collection. So I've already made this point before. This double door right here truly shows off the Wicked Beast in all its glory, the full picture. And I thought, you know what, that'd be very nice to have so we can actually see what it's actually supposed to look like. Because in all the deployables that we've had and whatnot, it's not a very easy thing to get a good scope of. So yeah, I thought the double door would be very nice. We don't see many double doors being accepted. So yes, 100%. Very beneficial for the Abyss collection, but by itself, being a double sheet metal door, definitely a great investment. 100%. So yeah, I thought that would be a nice representative for the Abyss collection. We also do have the likes of the small box. We've recently had the tier 3. I've realised I didn't click the Abyss link. Where is it? Is there an Abyss link? I clicked that, and there you are. Yeah, and yeah, there's a small box as well. So maybe we might see the small box. Could happen, but yep. Then we've got the No Mercy, the Armour Double Door. No Mercy being the most successful collection with the most acceptances. Yes. I thought, I've got to pick out something that would represent it. And a double armoured door, I thought, that would be pretty cool. That would be nice. So yeah. Yep. So those are all the deployables. Then we move on to tools and weapons, and starting off strong with the likes of the Maxwell Cat, and some combat knives, yes. But remember, these are representations of the collections. I'm not specifically saying, oh yeah, it has to be this weapon or tool. I'm just saying it could be something that is, of course, from this collection. So, yes. Right, so, Cat Rock. What's this? What's going on? This is part of the Pet Rocks collection that Keke's been building up throughout all of this year. We've only had 2 skins accepted so far, Capybara Rock and Hamster Rock. But we've had a penguin, a duck, a budgie, and another budgie, a cat rock, a glow-in-the-dark cat rock, a beaver rock, and a bunny rock. Now, I picked out the cat because everybody loves the cat. Everybody loves Maxwell. It quite literally looks like Maxwell. And this glows in the dark. His eyes glowed. I thought that looked really cool. So I know we've been seeing a lot of these pet rocks, and it's kind of taken over the whole theme of this is the only rock skins that are going to be accepted now, because we've had a capybara, we've had a frog, we've had a hamster, we've recently had the hermit crab. You know what? let's at least try and get Maxwell. Everybody wants to just hold a cat and stroke it and make sure he's perfectly fine, then wield him and whack him on the rocks to get some stone and whack him against a tree to get some wood. So I just think it's a perfectly goofy idea. And yeah, it is a representative of the pet rock collection. Maybe not the cat, maybe something else, maybe the penguin. You never know. So something like that, maybe, possibly. So loads of animals. Which one's your favourite? Cross your fingers and hope, because voting doesn't really seem to matter. There we got the Pixel collection. So earlier this year, we did see a continuation of the Pixel Hoodie Pants. That was the tier 3. But there hasn't been a tier 2 recently. And I just went far back because seeing that being continued was nice. And I remembered this beautiful little thing. This is a glow-in-the-dark pixel hammer. Get a good look at that. You can see like all the people there digging down in their dungeons. Obviously, it's in reference to Minecraft. But this is a cute little hammer skin. And I thought, you know what? That would be perfect. Perfect for the game. Yeah, lovely little glow-in-the-dark. Maybe it's too referential to Minecraft, fair enough, but I thought it was a cute little idea made by Dividend and 1SQ. So, yep, Pixel Collection has been quite successful these past times. Someone's pinging me. What's all this about? Oh, it's SteamDB. Oh, yeah, of course, because you're telling me about DPR. All right, yeah, no worries in regards to that. So, yeah. Sorry. I was trying to figure out what's going on. But yeah, Pixel Collection, very nice, very cool. Chat. What's been your favourite skin so far? What was the one skin that you want to see being accepted? Feel free to sit there and say your things, but here we are looking at the Smouldering Collection's representative, the hammer. Yes, I'm mentioning a lot of hammers because we have not had a marketable hammer skin for like well over a year. Just take a look. The last one was Toxic Hammer 2022, March 2022 to be precise. We've had a lot of ones given away, but in terms of marketable ones, for some strange reason, we've hit a drought. Bad Monkey, you're skipping ahead. We're not talking about that one specifically right now. Stop skipping ahead. You're giving away. Oi, stop it, Tim Piss. Bad, Sir Spec. You're skipping ahead. You're spoiling it. You're spoiling it. Stop it. So yeah, Smouldering Hammer, version 2, glowing. I thought that looked like a pretty cool idea. So if you aren't fully aware, we've had the likes of many Smouldering skins. We had the likes of the wooden door, the small box, the large box. Never saw the hammer being accepted. Never saw the double doors being accepted. Never saw the yoga being accepted. Somewhat recently, we did get the sleeping bag accepted though. So you know what? I picked out one of these Smouldering skins. I thought the hammer looked cool, and I thought, you know what? That's probably a good representative of the set. If you like it, then hope. You can't vote for it, can you? I keep thinking to say it. Sorry. Hammer from Hell, the representative from the Hell collection, which has been around for a very long time. Mr. Cirque has been pumping out very interesting skins over this year. And Hammer, I honestly thought this was the best chance to see a Hammer skin, because this was actually submitted like about 2 months ago. Unfortunately, this was never accepted. Looks awesome, looks cool, but it wasn't accepted. I have no idea why. I'd very much like to see it being accepted, but yeah, no, didn't happen. But maybe it'll get accepted for this. Could do. If you might remember, we saw the rock skin being accepted. So let's just quickly go back over to here. I believe the rock skin was accepted the week before Most Wanted. And that week right here was like a teaser, a taster for the likes of the upcoming Complete the Sets of Most Wanted. Because, you know, yeah, so this was like 8 months before. This waited 8 months to be accepted, and then there's another skin. Which one is it? Yeah, and the low poly was randomly accepted. So we did see a bit of a teaser before the actual Complete the Sets of Most Wanted. But this was accepted. It didn't wait that long, but you know, it kind of lined up perfectly, and it was a notable collection. So yeah, you get the idea. It was accepted around the time early this year when Complete the Sets happened, and we did see a Sleeping Bag from Hell being accepted as well. So you know, From Hell skins do tend to be noticed a lot during these times. So yeah, maybe the Hammer from Hell might get accepted. Then you got the Knife Nana combat knife. We haven't had a combat knife in such a long time, but I do believe they've recently had a bit of a buff where you can use them in the water to cut lines and get the thing for the underwater loot and whatnot. So yeah, Banana Collection has been very successful this past year, but we haven't seen the likes of Banana Tools, the combat knife, the shotguns. They weren't accepted, unfortunately. Do you reckon it's a perfectly fine thing to consider that the likes of the Banana Collection is a notable collection now? We've had a lot of skins accepted. Could we potentially see one of the banana skins from the past being picked out for Complete the Sets? I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if it does happen. Do you want a banana? Peel it down and go. So, then we've got another tempered skin. This is the tempered combat knife. Again, I was in the mood for seeing if we could see another combat knife being accepted. So, if you're just to take a look over here, when was the last combat knife skin to be accepted? The answer is... The last marketable combat knife skin to be accepted was in September of 2020. So, about 3 years ago. 3 years since the last combat knife was accepted. That is a little bit absurd, isn't it? We saw so many being accepted in 2019. We saw a few accepted in 2020, and that was it. 2 given away for free as a streamer skin. I know, it's a bit silly, isn't it? So, tempered combat knife? Maybe, possibly. We tend to see a representative tempered collection, usually in every single... complete the set, so maybe this could happen. Maybe. We also have the likes of the El Diablo sword. I showed this off in my video from a week or so ago. I thought this was a nice representative for the collection. I like the design of it. But yeah, El Diablo has been getting quite a lot of acceptances this year and last year, so I thought, yeah, why not? Why not consider showing that off? Then we have Wasteland crossbow right here. So we've had a lot of Wasteland skins accepted this year. If you can see, lots and lots. This was the only Wasteland skin that wasn't accepted. So technically speaking, I guess it would complete the set, wouldn't it? Wasteland collection, not exactly super insane for what it is, but people seem to be fairly okay with it. Let's go see how it's holding up. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's in demand. Hey. Right, then we got the... yeah, I did it on this scene, Micro. I know I could have done it in the other scene, but yeah, you could say hello to YouTube. Hello, YouTube, how you doing? Are you having a wonderful time? Are you doing all right? Are you still holding on? Do you like the Venomous collection? Well, now we have a Venomous revolver. A nice and colourful stripy design. Hi, Mum. No, don't show your mum this video. Hello, Micro's mum. How you doing? Hi. Okay, cool. Don't introduce you to your mother like that. Cool. Hello, Trakmer. Hello, holla to you too. Hi, Grandma. No, I'm not showing it to your Grandma, Evie. No! Magic Q, stop it. She doesn't even understand English. She's from Malta or Germany. You haven't told me specifically which side you're from. Keep telling me if you're from Malta, but you're German. I don't know. Shut up. I'm trying to talk about skins. This matters more, not your grandma's. Shut up, Grandma. Anyway, moving on. Venomous revolver. As you can see, it's nice, colourful, and it's from the collection, as you can see right from here. It came out quite a couple years ago, but we didn't see a skin being accepted since 2022. Do you reckon we could see another one? Well, there's an option here. Quite a few options, more specifically. I picked out the revolver because I was kind of getting a nice representative of each different weapon and tool as well. So revolver, venomous revolver. Anyone? Do you like it? Well, yeah, cool. Here we have another from Hell skin, the Sap from Hell. It glows in the dark. It's cool. Don't you want to have a glow in the dark weapon? What? Are you scared? Are you scared of being noticed at night time? Shut up. Shut up. You go out there and you be brave and get noticed by people and then shoot them first. That's what proves you to be a better player. It's okay. Haha. I think Downfits are funny. Oh, he meant the Downfits from earlier. Okay, cool. Let me just take a quick drink. Oh, mate. Oh, I've been talking for so long. So, yeah. Sap from Hell. Do you like it? There's nothing you can do. You can just sit there and hope it gets accepted. So, yep, we've also got the likes of the Vortex collection, if you can remember that. Mr. Verona made it earlier this year. He made this updated Python earlier, and I was like, oh, yeah, Vortex collection. So, we're going to have to go quite far back. Mr. Verona made Vortex skins towards the end of last year, if I can remember. Oh, we're definitely going far back, aren't we? Mr. Verona, where are the skins? Where are the skins? Because you definitely had some accepted. Wait, why am I going this way? I could just go do this, couldn't I? Vortex collection. Did we have like 2 acceptances? Vortex. Come on. We had 2 skins, that's it. Oh, and they're not looking too good. Oh dear, oh no, I know, that's not good. But yeah, potentially a new weapon skin on the horizon, maybe, possibly. Possibly. I don't think that would have a major impact on the likes of those pre-existing weapon skins, but it could happen. It could happen. Then you got the likes of Arctic Skull, Custom SMG. Get a good look at this. Remember Arctic Skull? Saw quite a decent amount of interest in it, because a lot of people looking at it as a budget option compared to the likes of the comics collection. So the LR did okay, then went down in price. The SARS did okay, and it's still doing okay. The AK did all right, and then it went down in price. And the MP5, it's an MP5. So yeah, Arctic Skull, fairly notable collection. It's had a few acceptances this year, and well, the representative for it is the Custom SMG. But don't forget, Mr. Alloy has many more skins in the... Sorry. I thought I was going to sneeze then. So yeah, we've even had the likes of Tier 2 and Tier 3 being submitted, so maybe that potentially gets accepted. And then we have the Redemption SMG. Guys, look, I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if this is accepted. Not in the slightest whatsoever. I wouldn't be surprised if this was held back because we actually had this MP5 jump ahead, didn't we? So right now, in the current Rust store, we have the Redemption MP5. And if you look at all of Redemption skins, you'll notice they've all sold very nicely. They are in demand and their prices are doing ever so good. Would you be surprised if we actually saw the likes of a custom SMG being accepted? I'm going to be brutally honest with you. Wouldn't be surprised in the slightest. Sorry. I don't know what's wrong with me. It feels like I'm clogging up or something. I thought I was going to sneeze a minute ago. Now I'm seizing up. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this is accepted. Nice gun. Gun bad. Shut up. Shut up. It's great because it's shiny and looks cool. I don't care if it doesn't kill people fast enough. At least I look cool holding it. Remember to... You could do that if you want. You could do that. You can follow me if you want. But yeah. So this is made by Mr. Solanosta. He's been very successful this year. And the collection's been very successful. Could we potentially see this being accepted? Technically speaking, this is the only... this is the only weapon skin that hasn't been accepted. We've seen a MP5 being accepted, so that one don't count. But yeah, this is the final one to be accepted. Do you reckon it's going to be accepted for complete the sets? I think it's quite literally a good candidate because it quite literally will complete the set until Mr. Solanosta adds those other skins that he's planning to put out. You know, those nice warm clothing and armor skins. Oh, what did I say? Nothing. Right, we've also got a Dragon Rage representative here. Get a good look at this. The Golden Dragon shines on. Get a good look at that. That looks nice. So Dragon Rage collection was very popular last year with many acceptances, and then loads of clothing and armor skins and of course weapon skins. Now we missed out on the likes of a jacket, a Thompson, a rocket launcher, a double barrel shotgun and a SAR, but of course I've given you the Thompson as the representative for this set. Get a good look at that. It's got a nice red tip on it and everything. I think a lot of people would appreciate it, or in general people would appreciate another Dragon Rage skin, whichever one it might potentially be. So cool. We've also got the Banger collection, Banger pump shotguns. So if you might remember the likes of the Banger collection, if I click this, it's going to show me all the Banger skins. We had many skins accepted, and we had a few that weren't accepted, which was a little bit unfortunate. But yeah, we had a lot of these towards the end of last year and early this year. Do you reckon we might potentially see another Banger skin being accepted? I think that's another good shout. Get a good look at that. Cool. They also have like the skulls and the goofy writing and whatnot. It's all good. Luna, yes, Luna collection. So earlier this year we had a few Luna skins, didn't we? It was made by 19J. However, after making those Luna skins, Mr. 19J struck gold when he made the Pirate collection, didn't he? So we haven't seen many Luna skins since then. He might go back to it in the future. Let's not rule that out. But you know what? We potentially might see him be reinvigorated to go back to it and make some more skins for it. Because if we potentially see a Luna skin being accepted for complete the sets, he might realise, well, damn, everybody's going to be buying that now. Maybe I should make some more Luna skins. So we could potentially have the SMG or the double barrel shotgun. I picked out the double barrel. I thought it looked pretty cool. Nice design. Got all the craters like the moon. It's a lunar themed skin, so yeah, potentially could be that. Yep, good boy, sir. Yes, so good boy collection with the Micro. Do you remember the good? You remember the good boy? The good boy AK-47. Right, so earlier this year we had these two skins being accepted, and the AK was very goofy for a specific reason. Yeah, alright, so good boy had a few skins that weren't accepted, unfortunately, but I picked out this SAR because it's quite literally a little bread loaf stuck on top of the gun, and he just stares at you whilst you murder loads of people. Look at him. Look at him. Useful red tip right there. Good. It's a goofy skin. It's a goofy set. Everybody loved the goofy. Everybody loved the good boy set. So yeah, unfortunately that wasn't accepted, but maybe it gets accepted for this. Good boy was a perfect example of a very goofy idea coming to fruition, and I think that SAR still deserves to be accepted. Get a good look at that. A lot of people might be upset, but you can just keep killing them with this and they can just get more madder. Stay mad. So then we've also got the likes of the Berserker collection. Here is a Berserker SAR. So do you remember the Berserker collection with its many clothing and armor pieces being accepted? We had the crossbow as well. Don't forget the crossbow. Crossbow's right there. Yep. And we also had that cloak, which it won't happen. Cloak Can't happen because it doesn't look like a coat, a jacket. So what he did was they made some transparency so you couldn't see the front, and it made it look like an actual cloak. Looks awesome. Can't be allowed though, because it doesn't actually look like the Vagabond jacket because of all the transparency. If you look at them from the front, you wouldn't be able to tell what they're wearing, and that's deceptive, and they don't like that. So back over to here, the Berserker Sar. Pretty shiny, pretty cool look at. What do you reckon? Do you reckon this might potentially be accepted to complete the sets? Well, Mr. Vase, it's going to be either porcelain or this. So you're in a pretty good position, aren't you? Pretty good spot. Then we got the likes of the Apocalyptic Knight. This was made by Mr. Johnny Old Boy. Do you remember the Apocalyptic Knight set? With tools, with the bar, we had the tier 3, the gloves, the boots, the tier 2, the hoodie and the pants. We had a whole bunch of that stuff, and it was all accepted. It was all nice. But haven't seen one of these skins in a while. It's been 3 years. Do you reckon we might potentially randomly see an Apocalyptic Knight skin? Well, the option's there. The LR300 is the representative. Then we have Chemical Burn. You can moan all you want. It got a lot of skins accepted this year, and it's still a candidate for this year. So we've had 4 skins accepted, but we still are waiting for the likes of the AK-47, the MP5, the Custom SMG, yeah. So, I know, you probably don't like it that much. We know because it didn't sell that much. I still stick by my word. Shuma, Oasis, you should have done Chemical Burn Tier 2 or Tier 3 armor. Seeing melted, dissolving armor would have looked really, really cool. But you didn't do it for some reason. I still stick by my point. You should have done that. That would have been awesome. That would have been awesome. But here we have the AK as the representative. If you like it, then just stare at it because there's not much you can do because you can't really vote. Oh, and the Opulent AK. Damn, how did I miss that? Opulent Collection. Right, so this is the representative of the Opulent Collection. Opulent Collection has all of its core pieces. Its hoodie, its pants, its tier 2 and its tier 3 being accepted. This was made by Mr. Duck a good few years ago. Nice and shiny, golden. Honey gold. Get a good look at that. It's looking very nice and snazzy. So yeah, maybe that potentially gets accepted. Right. So that was all the weapons and tools. That's all done. But this is where the real money is. This is where the best profits are. This is clothing and armor. Everything you see here, if it were to be accepted, all the pre-existing skins will spike up demand, should spike up in price. Now, if it's just a pair of shoes, I wouldn't really expect that to go up in price that much. But just be aware, everything here potentially would get bought out by a lot. And I will explain myself as best as I can. But there's so many of these skins to talk about. When we probably get to like tier 2, I'm probably just going to explain it once and then just breeze through all of them. But there's a lot of skins to cover here. Right, you ready? Let's go. So, Pixel Cap for the Pixel Collection. Randomly, this was skipped. It came out with the likes of the bandana when it was submitted. But for some strange reason, this was skipped. We don't see many cap skins being accepted every now and then. And I thought, you know what? Could be a representative of the Pixel Collection. So, let's just see. And then we have Forest Raiders primitive skins. Guys, brace yourselves. The primitive skins are crazy. So, we talked about this earlier this year. We actually made a video talking about it, showcasing it. What was that? It was a short video. Every now and then I see there's a whole bunch of people watching it. So earlier this year I submitted this right here. Let me just mute it as well so we don't hear it. Mute. Here we go. Right. So I did this. So when the Elite Crate got its hoodie and pants accepted, I made this video of Micro. We showed off the camouflage with the Elite Crate of what we had. So we had hoodie and pants in tier 3. Still haven't seen the tier 2. You'll see that in a minute, don't worry. But we showed it all off in the brush and the grassy area and whatnot. And then after this, Mr. Micro, he puts on his burlap, forest burlap. And it is insane. It's just as good as the likes of the regular, much better Forest Raiders normal skins, core pieces. But yeah, get a good look at that. Look at that. Look how good that is. And then he goes, runs in the grass and the bushes. It's just beautiful, wonderful. And I get the feeling Face Punch probably fears how well this would be for early game. It would probably be a bit too OP. This would be far too OP for most people. Look how easy it is to hide. Oh my god. So yeah, if that were to be accepted, and you've already seen how expensive the likes of Forest Raiders is, let's go find out. How much is the full set of Forest Raiders? And the answer is, I can't spell. Damn it. Forced. Well, let's go see how much the Forced Raiders costs. $236 as of now. So, yeah. There's a lot of representatives that I could have picked out, but I picked out the camouflage, the primitive burlap. Now, what I also picked out was the poncho. Now, the poncho represents the hide clothing, which you can see all here. So there are a lot of primitive Forest Raider skins that were submitted, but none of them were accepted. Do you think we will randomly see either hide primitive Forest Raiders or burlap primitive Forest Raiders? Which would you prefer? Which would you prefer to run around win? Which one would you prefer to be accepted? Feel free to comment. Feel free to say, because both of them would just be as deadly, wouldn't they? But yeah, I get the feeling Face Punch knows they would be very overpowered. I get the feeling they don't want to accept them. They probably do know they'd make a lot of money if they were. Now, you've got to remember, the likes of the Forest Raiders, they only went up to like 30,000 sales, which was quite a lot back then in 2021. I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if these did like 50,000 sales each plus. Wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. So, yeah. Pretty cool, pretty cool. And then you got Reptile Hunter. So Reptile Hunter actually came out with a bandana, which you can see right there. It was made to look like a much smaller bandana with a necklace. I think the bandana went a little bit too far, so I've only included the poncho here. Poncho's good. Poncho's a dark green primitive option. I think people would appreciate that. I think it would go rather well. So the poncho is the representative for the primitive Reptile Hunter. Then we got Blackout Burlap. Just take a look at that while I take a drink, because, yeah, look at that. So, as I alluded to earlier, MDE is the skin creator for the Whiteout and the Blackout collection. You will tend to see a Whiteout or a Blackout representative for every complete the sets. Yeah, so what do you reckon? Blackout? Do you reckon that's a good shout? Do you reckon some Blackout burlap would do rather well? I'll be honest with you, I don't think so. I don't think it'd sell that good. I mean, yeah, cool, it's primitive. It's probably going to be good maybe at night time, but yeah. Bora, not now. We're doing talks. So yeah, get a good look at that. We've already had the likes of the poncho. And yeah, I feel like the primitive potentially could be accepted. But I'm still thinking, would it even make that much of a difference? Would that even be good? You know, when it's pitch black and rust, everything goes dark. It's hard to see anything regardless. So does that even make that much of a difference? Well, it's part of the Blackout collection, so by default it will be bought out by a lot, and it will still potentially go up in price by a lot. But the poncho right now, so let's take a look at the Blackout collection. I think the Blackout poncho is actually below its rust or price at the moment. As you can see right here, the answer is... nope, it's ever so slightly in the positive. In fact, all of it's in the positive. Whoa! That's the Blackout collection. Everything in it just goes up in price. So... yeah. Right then. So, there we are. Do you like it? Start praying. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Now we're going to move on to jackets, and you've noticed this. You can see it for yourself. What did I just select first? Oh, brace yourselves, people. Brace yourselves, because what I just saw there was the Whiteout jacket. Get a good look at this. Now, what is the Whiteout set used for? Snowy Arctic environments. We know that because you blend in with the snow very nicely. But we never got the jacket accepted. Earlier this year, we did see the likes of this jacket being submitted. It was a version 2 of the Whiteout jacket, and it wasn't accepted, unfortunately. But what did we see being accepted earlier this year? The boots. So, do you reckon now is the time for Whiteout jacket? Personally, I approve of it. I know for a fact this will sell the rust off like $2.49, and I assure you this would do maybe like 60,000 sales. I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest, because you can't run around in Whiteout armor in the snow environment, can you? It's going to make you really cold. It's going to be more of a debuff. But a jacket keeps you warm, perfectly fine. It's the most desired, and I can't express how much they need this to be accepted for all those people that live in the snowy environments. That right there would be a must. And I know for a fact that that will sell a lot, and I wouldn't be surprised if it maintains its value and then flourishes as an investment in the future. So that jacket skin, 100%, a lot of people will be wanting, and I know for a fact it will sell tons, and it will make Face Punch a lot of money if they accept it. So that is one of MDE skins. Would we potentially see a Blackout skin or a Whiteout skin for this year's Complete the Sets, or rather the August one to be specific? Those burlaps look like Hoodie Pants, people roaming burlap full metal. Well, probably. Right, then we've also got the Doodle collection, so you might not remember Doodle collection. We had a whole bunch of skins of it being accepted. And then about a year ago, it just suddenly stopped. But what we have here is another white jacket. I think a lot of people would appreciate it. It's a bit more goofier compared to the whiteout set, but it's still mostly white. It will still be helpful. So if we don't see the likes of a whiteout jacket being accepted, maybe the doodle jacket will be just fine. Doodle collection, let's see if you can be brought back to life. Maybe it would be accepted on account of it being as pay to win as it gets. Yes, probably. Face Punch should be more than aware that that jacket, that whiteout jacket, would print money for them. They'd be richer than most countries in the world. And then we have the black gold jacket. So this was submitted just before Christmas, wasn't accepted. But yeah, you remember the black gold collection. Let's go take a look at that. Black gold. It had all of its core pieces being accepted. It had many weapons and tools being accepted. But yeah, didn't see the jacket. Maybe we will see the jacket being accepted. Potentially. You might also realise that the likes of these black gold boots were accepted in last year's Complete the Sets. Maybe we see a random black gold skin being accepted for the next Complete the Sets. Could be the jacket. Might be a weapon. Let's just quickly verify that, because this is just a representative of its set. Actually, Hedge, scroll down. There might be a black gold collection right there, and you'll see a few weapons that weren't accepted, such as the rocket launcher, the L96, the bow action rifle, the bow action rifle version 2, the crossbow. Yep. So there's a lot of skins potentially that could be picked from that. But yeah, the jacket was the representative. Then you got the Vagabond pirate, the pirate jacket. Yes, so this was actually released very recently, but we have seen this before. We will see a skin that was released fairly recently being accepted. So did we see it that much last year's one? No, not in this one, but the week after that we saw a lot of skins that were continuing collections that came up fairly recently, like this one, and this one. And this one. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see something like that happening. And yeah, I mean, it is continuing / potentially completing the set. I don't think people would be opposed to some more pirate skins. I think people greatly appreciate the pirate collection. So yeah, pirate jacket could potentially be accepted. And then of course you have the leather gloves. Now leather gloves are weird because of course we haven't had these accepted, a skin for these accepted since 2020 fish. Let's go take a look, and the answer is, yeah, 2021. It's been a long time. Leather gloves just don't get skins anymore, which is a little bit awkward. But, yeah, we did see the road sign gloves of these being accepted recently. I had a talk about that yesterday. But, yeah, that is the leather gloves, maybe, but at the very least, boots. Now, of course, last year for this Complete the Sets, the one here, the week one, we saw 2 pairs of boots being accepted. Perhaps we could see a lot of boots randomly getting accepted for this next Complete the Sets. It is the pirate boots, and you can see all the bones and whatnot right there, looking pretty goofy. So maybe it might work, potentially. And you also got the likes of Reptile Hunter boots. Get a good look at that. They're all green, and they have claws sticking out of them. Where's the better image? There you go. So, yep. Could we potentially see Reptile Hunter boots and road sign gloves with the claws? So yeah, pretty cool. I think people would appreciate that. Yep. And then we have even more boots and gloves and boots and gloves and boots and boots and boots. And here we go. Opulent boots and gloves. Yep, we've already got all the core pieces. The opulent boots and gloves would be a nice thing to potentially see. Let's just go quickly take a look at all of that. What was the last opulent skin to be accepted? Opulent. The answer is... cool, it's been 2020. So it's been over 3 years since we saw this. Actually, technically speaking, it's under 3 years. Yeah, under 3 years. But yep, I think they'd appreciate that. That would be cool. It would technically help complete that set. So yep. Then we got the copper leather gloves and the copper boots. Now, if you look at the copper collection, you can see that we have many skins accepted. We've had the occasional boots and gloves attempts. We had a jacket attempt. Got another jacket attempt. We had some weapons. So we got the M249, the Python, and another M249. So yeah. Maybe there will be something from the copper collection getting picked out. Maybe it just be the boots, much like last year. Boots. Alright, then we got the Berserker boots. Shiny, goofy, scaly, much like all of the other Berserker skins. Get a good look at that. Then we have the Space Raider boots. Get a good look at that. Space Raider collection. Haven't seen a skin for that being accepted in quite a long time. Get a real quick look at that. I have misspelt it. But it's fine, it knew what I was asking for. Yep, haven't had one of these being accepted since 2022. Let's see if that probably works out for it. That could be very nice. That would be very enjoyable. Yep. And then we have Skullkiller boots. This quite literally will complete the set. Because if you take a look at all of the Skullkiller set, it only literally needs like the boots. This reminds me of the Azul collection not too long ago, as you can see right here. So we've got the Tier 3, we got the Hoodie Pants, the Tier 2, and the gloves. Wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if we potentially see the boots being accepted very randomly by itself in Complete the Sets next week or the week after. Okay. Here we enter the clothing bits. Now this is where it gets really silly. So I'm going to kind of go through this rather quickly because I don't know how long I've been talking for. Bless you people for sitting around and waiting with me. I think we've been talking for over an hour now, but yeah, you know there's a lot of stuff. So yeah, Arctic Protection. Do you remember the Arctic Protection skins that we saw earlier this year? So Arctic, the primitive Arctic clothing. So here, yep. They all sold a lot. They all sold very well. They are still in demand. If we were to see the likes of the Arctic hide shirt, the Arctic hide pants and whatnot, I think a lot of people would appreciate that. I think that's a great representative. So yep, you also got the hide shoes right here as well at the bottom. Yep. So yeah, I think that would work out very nicely for the Arctic collection. So yeah, Demon, best of luck to you. Toy hoodie and pants. This will quite literally complete the toy collection. Toy. Take me to the toy collection. This is also made by Little Ranger. So yeah, we've already got the tier 3. We've already got the tier 2. But we never got the hoodie and pants being accepted. Why? I don't know. But I would greatly appreciate it if it did appear. Okay, so yeah, you might not like the colour scheme, but there's also various other skins that were submitted over time. The tools, the rocket launcher, the Thompson, the drill. There's loads of things, there's loads of representatives, but yeah, I picked out the hoodie and pants because that quite literally will complete the core piece. It's also an older skin because it came out back in June of 2022, but again, much like what we saw the likes of the camouflage set last year, some skins could be in the rust store for a very long time and randomly picked for this, so keep an eye out for that. Then we have the porcelain set. So porcelain set is actually a bit of a funny one because we actually have porcelain hoodie and pants, and the whole set is actually still waiting for the final core piece, the hoodie and the pants. So we've already had tier 3, we've already had tier 2, and this very randomly could be potentially one of those skins where from about 2 years ago gets accepted, and then the whole clothing and armour pieces just spike in demand, spike in price. Maybe Face Punch will strike it while it's hot because loads of people are very interested in the porcelain collection at the moment, especially the deplorables. So, yeah, maybe we could potentially see this come to fruition. Do you like it? Looks pretty cool. All right. Then we've got Capybara. So this would actually be a continuation of the set. We actually don't have a core piece for Capybara collection at the moment, but the same thing happened with like Pixel last year. Pixel quite literally started off the core pieces, I can show you. So we only had like tools and deplorables being accepted for this, as you can see right here. Deplorables, tools, very nice. Then very randomly last year, Pixel hoodie and pants gets picked out for complete the sets. Starts up the clothing and armor. We saw the likes of the bandana and the boots being accepted, and then eventually we saw the tier 3. So I am not ruling out the possibility that we see either Capybara hoodie and pants or tier 3 being accepted. Wouldn't be surprised. Goofy. Face Punch seems to like the idea of capybaras. Do you? So yeah. Then we got the UFO. We randomly got UFO tier 3 being accepted earlier this year. Someone must like aliens. And well, I looked at this, I thought, that's a perfectly fine skin for Rust. This wasn't accepted. But you know what? Complete the sets does allow continuations. So I wouldn't be surprised if we potentially see the likes of UFO hoodie and pants being a candidate. Wouldn't be surprised if it potentially gets accepted. A lot of people will look at that and think, oh, well, it's a budget green armor option. Well, I'll be honest with you, this colour green does stand out and amongst the bushes and the grass and whatnot, so it's not as good as you might think, but would be nice and interesting to see. Then we have Concentric, which came out fairly recently. Again, remember, sometimes you see some skins that have been submitted fairly recently getting introduced to complete the sets, and wouldn't surprise me if we potentially see something like Concentric getting picked out for it. So here's their Concentric metal hoodie and pants. Give it a good look at that. Yep. So if you like it, just cross your fingers and hope it happens, I guess. Then we got Frosty hoodie and pants. Again, this is also a continuation. So this was submitted back last year around Christmas time. Frosty hoodie and pants, we've recently had, no, not recently, we last had, in regards to the Frosty collection, the tier 2, and that was it. Frosty tier 2 and the gloves. Yep, that was weird. Sorry, I need to take a drink. Okay, Hedge, remember to breathe. So yeah, maybe we could see potentially this being continued. Maybe it turns into something. We don't know, but we are aware of it. So yeah, if you want to be nice and icy cold during the summer, maybe start praying for the Frosty hoodie and pants. Then we got the fish gloves. This is the fish roadside gloves. Earlier I made mention that we've had leather gloves accepted before, but why not consider the likes of the roadside gloves? And then we also have the roadside pants. So yes, get a good look at this. We never saw fish tier 2 being completed. It's weird, this set. So they accepted the vest and the coffee can by itself, or Shedmon the skin creator didn't finish it in time. But yeah, we've already got the likes of tier 2 pieces, that being the coffee can and the vest, but the kilt was never accepted. And we never had the likes of the hoodie and the pants, and that's Burlap, by the way, hoodie and the pants and the tier 3 being accepted. So maybe we could randomly see this being accepted just to help it out, continue it, reinvigorate Shedmon to continue it. We shall see. And then we got some tier 2 armor to take a look at. Maybe I'll just look at the kilt. Maybe just looking at the kilt's going to be the easiest thing. So kilt. There's so many sets that never got their tier 2 being accepted. It is ridiculous. So here is Rust Vibes roadside pants. I'll be honest with you, I just added this as a bit of a joke. A long time ago, I suggested that this would be something worth investing into because we had the hoodie and pants already at the time, and I was fully convinced it was definitely going to be continued. It was definitely going to be seeing some more skins being accepted, and it never happened, and I felt bad about that ever since. Good thing I only had about like 5 viewers back then. I believe I was the only one who potentially lost some money in it. So I own like 150 hoodie and pants, each of these. You know what? Help me out, Face Punch. Accept the Rust Vibes tier 2 and I'll be happy. A lot more happier. But technically speaking, this was a set that was introduced earlier this year, the version 2. So it is a candidate. It is a candidate. Do you like the colour scheme? The goofy, wacky design of it all? Yeah, just start praying. Pray with me, please. Then we have Elite Crate Tier 2. So many people have been waiting out for this. We really want to see this finally being finished. So with the Elite Crate, this quite literally will finish off the whole core pieces. Here we go. Yep. Desperately hoping to see it happen. So these two pieces, I kid you not, they will spike in demand so high. Both these skins will probably go above $7 because that happened when these appeared. And then far too many of these were bought out in comparison to these. So if on average these two tier 3 pieces sold about 16,000, or both of these sold over 30,000, far too many of these in comparison to these leads to these going down in price because there's far too many of them on the Steam market and whatnot. But if we were to see tier 2 being accepted, this would get bought out. Yes, people would be anticipating their arrival and everything could potentially work out. Budget green options would be nice, Face Punch. Could we please at least get the kilt and then we'll be happy. So yeah. Not everyone can afford Forest Raiders. Can we please have some other green options? It would be very nice. It would be recommended. So, yep. Consider that. But you should also consider the hard suit tier 2. This has had like 6. no, it's had like 4 resubmissions. Mr. Shedmon made this. He has had the tier 3 accepted, the hoodie and pants accepted, the boots and gloves accepted. But no tier 2. No tier 2 whatsoever. I have no idea why this has happened. He's waited a month every month to re-release it. Doesn't get accepted. We have no idea what's wrong with it. It would be nice if we could get a response or something. But yeah, hard suit tier 2 still has not yet been accepted. And it's very annoying. And as you can see, there's been many attempts to resubmit it and it hasn't been accepted. So that's soul crushing. That's not nice. That's not cool. But yeah, if it were to be accepted, the tier 3 and the hoodie and pants will spike in demand and spike in price. So cross your fingers and hope it works out. Then we've got the pizza tier 2. Everybody loves pizza. Everybody loves pizza. Everybody loves pizza. Don't deny it. You love it. Everybody loves pizza. Right, so Pizza Collection is in the same boat. Literally needs the tier 2 to complete its full set. As you can see, earlier this year, we had a whole bunch of pizza skins being accepted. It is a notable collection, so yeah. We've already got the hoodie and pants. We've already got the tier 3. Where's the tier 2, Face Punch? I need more pizza, damn it. More pizza. Give it to me. I need it. I crave it. So yeah, that would be an interesting thing to keep an eye out for. Then we also have Ladybug Cosplay. I've been talking with my chat about this fairly recently. Ladybug Cosplay was a very, very weird set. Not because of what it is, but what happened with the tier 3. So hoodie and pants were accepted a long time ago. And then, like a year later, very randomly, some lady on Twitter said, "Hey, Face Punch, my son is autistic. He loves Rust and he loves ladybugs. Could we potentially see some more ladybug skins being accepted?" And the community manager noticed it, and they must have passed on word to the devs, and they instantly accepted tier 3 ladybug. Let me just remind myself. Was it like February 2021? So, Ladybug. Come on, I'm just trying to remember it all. Yeah. Yes, that's it. It was late February. And if you could show me... No, I don't need to store. But anyway, yeah, like they asked Facepunch, hey, could you add some more Ladybug? And they obliged, they accepted it. And then that Twitter account just kind of disappeared. Like they retweeted saying, oh, wow, tier 2's on the way. Wow. Because back then, about 2 years ago, like a year or so ago. Yeah. Then that Twitter account just went inactive. Like, and to this day, I'm still somewhat convinced it was just two guys pretending to have to be a mother and trying to coerce Facepunch into getting more of this set being accepted. You can see the difference in time. The 29th of January 2021, and then about over a year later, then this randomly was accepted. All because of that thing on Twitter. All because of that. I don't know. It's not for me to delve into, but yeah, that's your representative of the Ladybug collection. Could we potentially see the likes of Tier 2 being accepted? I mean, it could. Yeah, that's the tweet. That is the tweet. Claire Johnson AU. It was such a weird thing to see. But what do you reckon? Do you reckon that it was all a trick? Because she has never messaged ever since then. Just that tweet. Like, how did she happen to just instantly know all the right accounts to message to? I don't know. It's not for me to judge. I'm just going to move on. So... here we have the bee cosplay. It's also made by Milio Frito. Milio, you have like for cosplay, you have camouflage, you have ladybug, you have bees. You have a strange fascination for animals, my friend. I shouldn't question it. I'm not going to delve too deep into it. But yep, here we have the Buzzy Bee set. Yeah, the bee cosplay quite literally only needs its tier 2. What is with you, Milio Frito, in not getting your tier 2 pieces accepted? We need to riot. But yeah, anyway, look, Hoodie Pants, tier 3, never got the tier 2 being accepted. Shrug. But you know what? We saw his camouflage being accepted last year to finally get its tier 2. Why don't we go ahead and see if this gets accepted? It would be nice to see. Yep. Do you like the stripy yellow and black? Get a good look at these prices. If you randomly see this being accepted and that complete the sets, all these prices are going to skyrocket. I kid you not. It's going to go insane. So, yeah, something for you to be aware of. And then we have comics. So, with the likes of Comics Collection, we've got Comics Tier 2 and Tier 3 as a candidate. So, yeah, Legacy got his Hoodie and Pants accepted earlier this year. He got his Boots and Gloves accepted earlier this year. But we never saw the likes of Tier 3 or Tier 2 being accepted. And I have no idea why. They didn't do anything wrong. They made the skins. It's perfectly fine for what it is. But I guess Facepunch just didn't really want to see this become a full collection. I don't know. So you got your tier 3 there, and you got your tier 2 there. Though they are both candidates because we never got them. And I can show you. The Hoodie and Pants sold loads. It's so weird. They sold so much. It would have printed money for them, but no, didn't happen. They didn't want to continue it. It seems. So yeah, that would be interesting, wouldn't it? Currently $3.31 and $2.70 there. Would we potentially see comics tier 2 or tier 3 being accepted? Cross your fingers and hope for it, I guess. So yeah, now we're moving on to tier 3. So many things, so many things. How many skins did we go through? I'm losing my breath. I'm losing my mind. Why am I clicking all the skins when I could just pick one? I'm an idiot. Here we have Cybercode. So yeah, we saw a whole bunch of Cybercode skins being accepted late last year and early this year, Cybercode. And earlier this year, I do believe that Mr. Eros made the likes of some clothing and armor pieces. So last year, we saw these two. Earlier this year, we saw these two. We did see the likes of Hoodie and Pants and Tier 3 being made. This is the representative for the set. A very dark green Matrix-themed skin. Yeah, it is what it is. Do you like it? You can't vote for it. You can only pay for it. Pray! Oh, God. I mean, you can only pay for it if it gets accepted. But, yeah, you get the idea. Oh, it's also made by Little Ranger. I didn't know that. Oh, wow. Cool. So, yep, that's the Cybercode collection. Then we have the Glister Tier 3. I remember this. So, Glister Hoodie and Pants last year became one of the most well-known pumps we've ever seen on the Steam market. And initially, There was a lot of interest in them because we were anticipating the arrival of the Tier 3 being accepted last year. Never happened, unfortunately. Well, this is actually a version 2. This Tier 3 you see here is a version 2. It's been made to be a lot more shiny and whatnot. It's nice and colourful. This right here would quite literally complete Glister Collection. The Tier 3 is the final piece, as you can see right here. And yes, if we saw that Tier 3 being accepted, the Tier 2 and the Hoodie Pants will spike up in demand and will spike up in price. This is one of your older options to be selected for complete the sets. Do you like it? Would you want to see it being finished? Well, you could comment at the very least if you like it. So, yeah, cool. JPEG Tier 3, again, another core piece that would complete the collection. If we go over to here, JPEG, loads and loads and loads of JPEG skins were made and accepted, but quite a lot of them weren't accepted. And as you might notice, Tier 2, Hoodie Pants, where's the Tier 3? Where's the Tier 3? Where's the Tier 3? I have no idea. But again, if it were to be accepted, this will spike in demand, this will spike in demand, both will spike up in price. And yes, we've had 2 attempts, this one and then this one, but unluckily they weren't accepted. Maybe they're going to be accepted for complete the sets. They are certainly a candidate, and it might be something you might want to consider investing into. Maybe, potentially, if you have the faith. Cool. Then we have Target Face Mask Tier 3. Get a good look at this. It's grey, it's goofy. They want you to aim at just the right point. Do you want to oblige? Get your gun out and take a shot at him. Now, earlier this year, no, last year, Target Collection, we had what? Hoodie and Pants? Was that it? Let's go take a look. And yep, we got the gloves and we got the Tier 2, and that was it. We did have Hoodie and Pants. We did have Tier 3, but they were never accepted. So this would, of course, be a continuation rather than completing a set, but I think people wouldn't mind it. I think it's totally fine. And yeah, maybe we'll see that potentially get accepted. All right. Then we have Space Foil, which was fairly recent. We recently had Space Foil, what was it, June 29 or June 30? Yeah, here we go. Space Foil Hoodie Pants. We've had a lot of Space Foil skins accepted somewhat. So, yeah, it is a candidate. Would you like to see the Space Foil Tier 3 being continued for the likes of helping out the Hoodie Pants? Well, the option's there. You can't vote for it, but you could pray for it. So, yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Apostate, both the Tier 3 and the Tier 2. So we had Hoodie and Pants being accepted, but we never saw the Apostate being made. And we also had new versions being made for the Apostate, but still they were never accepted. And it was very unfortunate. So not only is it Tier 3, so we have, obviously you can see there the Hoodie and Pants accepted, we're also looking at the likes of the Tier 2. Tier 2 was never accepted. Bit sad. It's a bit sad for the whole set, if anything, because the Tier 3 hasn't been accepted, but it's perfectly fine for what it is. I don't see any issues. I don't see any problems. Face Punch will probably just be an extra picky, unfortunately. There we go. So, yep, that's a candidate. And the final. I've been talking for how long now? Maybe an hour and 20 or 30 minutes. I'm sweating and crazy. Oh, God. Anyway, moving on. Frog Cosplay. Frog Cosplay right there in front of you. That will finish off Frog Cosplay Collection core pieces. And we've been in this position earlier this year, so this is actually a version 2. See, Frog Cosplay was originally submitted back in February, and we were crossing our fingers and hoping we were going to see Frog Cosplay being accepted for this complete the sets. Guess what? They instead skipped straight to picking these 2 Frog Cosplay primitive skins as an early pick. Early pick, yeah. This was accepted instead of Tier 3. We were so frustrated when that happened, but maybe they were holding back. Maybe intended to release it around now. Could happen. Could happen. So, yeah. Mr. Milio, why do you like animals so much? You're making so many. Stop it. So, yeah. That was all of the skins. We just went through basically over 100 different skins that are all candidates for the next complete the sets, technically speaking, for the complete the sets after that, and the complete the sets after that. You get the idea? They are from all notable collections. They are the representatives of those collections, and much like what we saw last year with this Rust store, fingers crossed we hope to see a Rust store exactly like this. Loads of skins be accepted, Tier 2, Tier 3, and a Hoodie and Pants selection of each. That would be nice. That would be awesome. Face Punch, have at it. You know, what are you going to pick? We don't know. We can only hope. All right? Some of the skins, like, you got to be aware of this. There's still some more skins out there that I probably don't even have on this list. There might be a collection that I've completely forgot about. But I do believe everything that we just saw here right now is a good idea. of what potentially could be accepted. And I've used scmm.abp to help out and get a good idea of if something's actually going to become a nice potential profit, because we've been looking at this with a financial perspective. So that is that. It is quite literally a waiting game now. What is going to happen? I'm not sure if it's this week. It might be this week or it might be next week. Complete the sets. We're not 100% sure. We'll know when we see the Restore Rotate, won't we, of course. So, yeah. Remember what I said. There's a very good chance we potentially might see TGG, that German guy, making his own specially prepared Complete the Sets collection. It might be revealed tomorrow, maybe. Always keep an eye on it every Tuesday. You go to the Rust Workshop, hover over Browse, click Collections, and you need to see if Mr. TGG has gone ahead and made a brand new collection for Complete the Sets. If he hasn't, maybe Face Punch is doing it all by themselves. Potentially. But this list that I gave you here right now is simply to give you a nice visualization, a nice understanding for what potentially could be selected. Does that sound good? Oh my god, how I'm out of breath. Chat, are you happy? What was your favourite skin? What do you desire most to see being accepted? Feel free to comment. Feel free to ask a question if you must. There's a spider. What is that? Oh, mate, come on now. What was that? It was like a web. All of this work for concentric hoodie and pants and pirate boots to get picked. Hey, it's a continuation. There's still profit to be made. Remember, just because it's not exactly in demand right now doesn't necessarily mean it won't always not be in demand. There's always a profit to be made, brother. There's always a profit to be made. I need drink. I need water. Okay. Haha, I've seen a few things these days. Yeah. That tweet, I honestly, that ladybug thing, you could probably just make up your own sub-story, put it on Twitter, and Facepunch probably might take it. Again, I feel very bad if that genuinely was 100% real. But the whole thing of it, if you look at that whole Twitter, it only lasted for about 3 months. It just weirdly appeared and then like weirdly instantly disappeared when the ladybug stuff was accepted. A very weird story indeed. So does anyone here use DMarket? I don't do third party at all, mate. Would have been nice if you actually asked something about the thing I just talked about, but never mind. All right then, so remember, I'm always on stream, usually every weekday. I usually take, Tuesday evenings and Saturday evenings off at the moment. So if you were to appear on a Monday, a Wednesday, a Thursday, a Friday, Friday and a Sunday, I'll be around. You can see the link to my Twitch in the description for YouTube. Feel free to comment which skins you like the most. You're allowed to come in here and ask questions. I can try my best to help you out, whether it's Rust, CSGO, TF2. Seems we had an update for CSGO earlier, or at least something's about to happen. I've got to go ahead and read that now, don't I? Was it just map fixing updates? Yeah. Okay, cool. So they made some adjustments and whatnot. Very nice, very cool. I can breathe. So with that, I think I'll wrap up. Thank you very much for watching me. Greatly appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed yourself, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember, we're not 100% sure what's going to be picked, but we'll find out, won't we? So, catch you later. See you.